All right, good morning. Michael Yoka, Mr. Excellence, on another talk show morning on this beautiful Wednesday. Hello, everybody. Uh, you know, um, they say it's going to be very hot today, so try to stay cool, try to stay, you know, hydrated, so that way you can go ahead and get this place going. Start working your real estate on that. I wanted to talk about services. Uh, this is one man's opinion here. I started in the real estate business in 1984, and I noticed that in 1984, um, you you started out at a 50-50 commission, 50-50 commission, and probably the highest commission in 1984 that I knew was probably about 65%. So the market came in, Remax came with a 100% concept. Everybody started the evolution. So then all of a sudden, commissions started to go up. I remember I closed 100 transactions in 1988, and I was at a 70% commission split. And and guess what? Commissions started to go up. They hit 80%, they hit 85%, they hit flat fee and all that. And the evolution of a real estate office, in order to stay in business, they had to add an ancillary service to go ahead and stay in business. So people started calling and say, hey, I'll give you a high split, but you got to give me the escrows on your listing. So we can go, okay, I'll give you a high split and I'll give you the escrows. I'll give you a high split, but I need all the loans. Okay, I'll give you all the loans for a return of a high split. So the real estate offices today, if you were to take, and I'm talking everyone, if you were to take escrow away or mortgage, most offices would run out of business. They go out of business. And I'm talking the traditional offices. You know, somebody that has a small office and the broker produces, you're always going to stay in business on that. But you need those services to survive. Let's talk about survivalship in sales. If you're a real estate agent and you're in the top 2% of the industry, the top 2%, that means that you're like somebody that sells 40 homes plus. Those people that sell 40 homes plus they are so busy. People that are selling 40 homes plus are so busy that they're on working mode. Boom, boom, boom. Prospect, boom. They prospect and they go, they close. See, when I came into the business, my broker tells me, how do you want to get paid, Mr. Michael Yoke? I go, do you want to pay like once a week, like a lot of the workers, a check every week? Do you want to get paid like the teacher once a month that they get paid? Do you want to get paid bi-weekly? I said, well, I want to get paid every week. Then that means there's 52 weeks. You got to go ahead and go after 52 transactions to go ahead and get paid on a weekly basis. If not, we get paid like the school teachers. The school teachers, what do? They pay them once a month on that. What happens in the real estate business? We get paid once a month. If we're a normal agent, we get paid once a month. If we're an overachiever, well, you're going to close 4 or 5 deals, and now you're getting paid once a week on that. Those are your overachievers. They don't have time to think. They don't have time to think of another service. But just like the real estate office, the agents, and I believe 98% of all the agents in California, they need to add another service to get to the top. As a real estate agent, let's say I only close 10 deals. I only close 10 deals a month. Okay, great. 10 deals. 10 deals will get me $150,000. You're a normal, under middle class agent. But guess what? If you add an extra service that goes hand in hand, then guess what? You start trying to get to that 2% of those top producers. We may not have it. I may not have what these top agents, the grind, the go, hey, everything going. But I got to find a way to be a little bit smarter. So guess what? Let's say I add mortgage. I know I got Eduardo Cortadillo who went ahead and he closed the deal about a month and a half ago. He listed, he sold it, and he sold on my house, and he did the loan because he has both licenses. He does both. And his commissions on the 3 transactions was $75,000. $75,000. So you know what? He monopolized on that extra service on that. So, when you close, you win big. When you don't, when it falls out, you lose twice as much because you're working with more revenue on that. Let me say hello to a few people. Lucia Mejia is watching. Onika Estates. Good morning, Mike. Mr. Excellence, thank you for taking the time to give us inspirations and insight. Thank you. Cadena Araiza, good morning on that. Mr. Virgil Flores. Martin Mendez. And more. Rodolfo. So a lot of people that I see. So this person is working hand in hand. Hey, I do real estate and I do loans. I do real estate and I do loans. Guess what? I'm prospecting. And guess what happens? Nothing's happening on the real estate side, but somebody comes and says, hey, Mike, I want to refinance. And lower my interest rate. Can you help me? Yes, I am licensed to go ahead and do loans. So you take the application. Let's say that you're refinancing $700,000. Let's say you're charging a point. You just made $7,000 on that. And guess what? Let me tell you one thing that I wanted to share. Who makes per transaction? Who makes more per transaction are real estate agents. But who makes more overall? Lenders. Lenders make more. Let me tell you why. I'll give you guys an example, and I proved it with Rosita on a transaction that she did. Okay? She went ahead, this was a few years ago on that. She went ahead and sold a house to a client. They made the sale. Let's talk today's numbers. They went ahead and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to charge you 3%. Okay, 3% today. Sales price, $700,000. Let's go to $1 million. $1 million only I'm not a big mathematician. $1 million. So I made $30,000. The lender who did the loan charged 1.5 on, let's say, $800,000 loan amount. They put $200,000 on that. So that's 800, and they charged 1.5. So that means they charged 8,000 plus 4. They charged 12,000. Okay, the real estate agent made 30. Well, if it's a 3%, if it's a 2, they made 24, and the other one made, let's say 2%, 24,000. The other one made like about $14,000 or something like that. Okay. Hello. Thank you very much. Okay. All of a sudden, 6 months go by and the interest rates start to move up. Start to come down. And the client says, you know what? Michael Yoke was a great real estate agent, and we love him and everything. But let's call the lender to see, the one that did the loan, to see if all of a sudden we can lower the rates. Oh, of course, of course. And I'm only going to charge you 1 point to do the loan. Okay, so the $800,000 loan, they charged 1 point. They made another $8,000. $8,000 to their $14,000. Now they're at $22,000. $22,000 to your 24. Then all of a sudden, another year goes by and they say, hey, you know what? I hear rates are coming down, and I hear there's such a thing as a streamline. Oh, we can lower adjusted, boom. And then all of a sudden, the lender makes another $8,000 on that same client. 3 hits. All of a sudden, the 4th time, maybe a year later, year 4, all of a sudden the client says, you know what, I want to pull out some of my equity so I can buy another property. And then all of a sudden, okay, let's pull out some money. I'll only charge you a point. I make another $9,000. Now you're at $40,000. So the lender on that same client made $40,000+, and the agent like us who put the transaction, who gave the loan to the lender, who gave everything, only made that one transaction, and we're hoping that maybe 5-6 years later they go ahead and they give us the listing back so they can move up to another home. And guess what? What happens is this. Somehow, some way, their kids get older and they say, yeah, we want you to be like Mr. Excellence, Michael Yoke. And you know what, Mike? We're going to sell our house. We would love to give you the listing, but my son got his real estate license and we want to give him a shot so he can help us the way you helped us. And Mr. Excellence is going, all that time. But if I would have invested 20 hours, if I would have invested to get my MLO, if I would have invested to be licensed as a real estate agent, then guess what? I would have made the $24,000 and I would have made the $40,000 on that one client, and I would have made about $64,000 on that. And you know what? That second service is key. If you're not a top producer, if you are a top producer, then you know what? Just keep selling. You'll make $1 million, and you'll be on top of your game on that. But you know what? It's that extra service that'll keep us in the business. And if people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. I'll give you guys an example how true it is. If Michael Yoke prepares and gets his MLO license, then guess what? He's going to go ahead and be ready for both, because when the market drops, people want to refinance and pull out money. When the market is good, okay, they want to buy another property. So I want to do both. on that in order to go ahead and make a living. So if I can't make $1 million like the 1% of the 1% in real estate, maybe I can make $500,000 in real estate and $500,000 in loans, and be at the with the 1%, but with a combination. And that's really one of the things that we do. To me, if I close my escrow, or they shut it down or something, I got 2 choices. To either tell the agents, hey, agents, the escrow's closed, I just lost that revenue, but you know what? If you still want to work for me, I could only pay you 70% commission. And you're going to say, hell no, I'm out of here. But if everybody lost their escrow, you're going to get paid 70. Oh, I'd rather get my broker's license and work out of my house. So people that prepare and they plan, they're always going to be in the game. I know there's a boom coming. There's a boom coming for the refis when the rates come down. And you know what? Are you going to be ready for it? I'm still studying. I can't seem to, because of the time constricted on the MLO test, I find it hard. And I talked to Little Gil at the office, and I said, Little Gil, that's a hard test. That's the most easiest test in the world. Well, okay, if you put the time and you know what, that's you're going to go ahead and it'd be easy. So anyway, so here's the thing. So you got to have both because you know what? We already do it. We already do it. Okay, I'm in real estate, but you know what? The market is tight. Let me do a little Ubering. I'm doing some Ubering and I'm doing some real estate. I'm doing both. I'm doing two things already on that. You know what? I'm doing real estate and I get a part-time job or a full-time job to supplement. I'm doing both already. Well, guess what? Let's do both in-house that works like a glove, hand in hand, to be the best that you can be. You know, the evolution, what I've noticed is this. I know people in real estate that are going to hit $1 million. I know people in mortgage that are going to hit $1 million. I know people in life insurance that are going to hit $1 million. And I know people selling solar that are going to make $1 million. Not that many, but the potential is on all all people that are, every field has its winners on that. Why don't you try to master one of the two winners? I posted yesterday because on Tuesdays I'm going to start helping Rosita run the life insurance because I see people making $1 million and I want to show them how they can make some extra money and work hand in hand with real estate and everything, So Miss Shelley was a non-producer, a down producer. Like, she went to see a meeting in one of my offices and she just went just to show the broker for support. And then Michael Yoke talked, and guess what? She signed up for the life insurance. She was licensed within 7 days. Okay, great, non-producer. And then guess what? She did good. She sold 10 policies in a month, which made her $21,000. And now she says, Mike, I'm going to sell at least 100 policies a year to make her almost $300,000. Okay, but guess what? Because now she's making contacts in the life insurance and she's going and they say, oh, you're so professional, da, 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 da. Oh, you also sell real estate? We got a property. We got some rentals we want to sell. Oh, all of a sudden you become the expert. So guess what? And her real estate, where she was a non-producer, now she's getting business because the other one's feeding this one and this one's feeding this one. And now you got 2 revenue streams. Pick the revenue streams. I'm going to do real estate and I'm going to do life insurance. I'm going to do real estate and I'm going to do loans. I'm going to do real estate and I'm going to do solar. Or I'm going to do real estate and I'm going to do some Ubering. I'm going to do real estate, but I'm going to work part-time at Walmart. I'm going to do real estate. I'm going to work at Jack in a Box on that. No matter how you do it, if you're not in the 1% in the 2% of the real estate world, you're going to do 2 things. So start thinking a little bit smarter and say, hey, I'm going to get another professional thing on that. Let me say hello to Mr. Chris Salaya, and that's the sale of a title rep. A title rep makes $295. Yes. Amado, how are you on that? And more people that are coming in. So my mentality now at 61 years old, I think I have some special talents. I think that, I can do. I'm doing all 4. And I'm adding the 5th one, the income taxes that we tried it out this last year on that. I'm doing all 4 right now and I'm promoting every mail out that I send is going to go ask for 4 services. 4 services. And guess what? And the mail out that I'm putting out, I'm letting the mailman do the walking, and guess what? To me, I figured out that if I go ahead and farm 3,000 homes and I offer them 4 services on one stamp, one envelope, something's going to hit. And I know I've talked about it, but I'll keep reiterating it on that. See, right now, right after this class, right now is it at 10 o'clock? At 10 o'clock, there'll be the solar class. Whoever wants to do solar, solar. If you can do 2 solars a month, they pay out $5,000 commission. You don't have to do anything; just collect the bill and hand it over so they can do it. That's $10,000. That's $120,000. Okay, Mr. Excellent has $120,000 doing solar, and guess what? My brochure says, "Hey, we are a solar company, and we can offer that. So let's go ahead and do that." Also, if you sell 100 policies a year in life insurance, at about $3,000 a policy, what is that? That's $300,000. Let's say $250,000. In 365 days, I sold 100 policies. How did you sell? Veronica, any guys went and the family says, yes, we want to do that. We want to get a life insurance for this one, and for ourselves. Okay, that was 3 policies all in one sitting. So 365 days to do 100 is not bad. So if you make $250,000, add $250,000 to the 120,000. Now you're at 350, 375. Now doing 2 services, I'm at 375,000. So then my mail out is going out. Let's say I do 15 loans for the whole year at 370,000, and I only charge 1 point on something. And let's say I make $10,000. No, not 10,000, maybe. Yeah, because sometimes people charge 1.5 points, 1.25. Let's just average it out. If I do 15, that's another $150,000. So 150,000 plus 175, that's 475, that's 525. And let's say I only do 10 sales, buyers or sellers, through the mail out. And that's at that's 5 something. Let's say that adds up to about, higher end there, 20,000, 25 times 10, 250. Okay, now I'm like about at $800,000. So to me, I'm gonna farm, and I'm looking for those numbers. $800,000. Let's say I'm wrong. Mr. Excellence is wrong. He is wrong, and you only did half of that. Well, can you live with $400,000 a year? I can live with 400 grand. You know what? On that, let's see what Israel says. I have told that to the RE agents, and it's like I told them to don't breathe for a minute. They just don't get it. You know what? It's true. I didn't get it. I'm 61 years old, and I got opening up the escrow 25 years ago. But the evolution of real estate agents is going to be, you gotta do 2 things. So guess what? What do you have to do? What does it take to go ahead and get a real estate mortgage license? It takes 20 hours and take a test. What does it take to do a life insurance? It takes 20 hours and take a test. What does it take to start doing solar? Is hop on the 10 o'clock presentation for half an hour, and then you'll be certified to do that on that. So you know what? The thing is this. If you tell me, Mike, I cannot study, I cannot do that because I'm prospecting all day, so that way I can make some real estate dough and all that, then you know what? I get it. But if you're not prospecting and your production is down, you gotta start thinking. You gotta start thinking of a little bit of studying so you can add the service. Think about it. You can be the most mediocre agent in the world, the most mediocre agent. You know what? But I got all 4 services, and I only made 50,000 on one, 50,000, 50. I made 200 grand. 200 grand, you can live very comfortable on that on a worst case scenario. We got to start thinking different. Here's a little invitation. Next Tuesday, I'm going to have Miss Shelley Lockhart, who, non-producer in real estate, went from zero to hero selling the life insurance. And she's going to do the presentation at the Norwalk office. She's going to do the presentation on what she's presenting. Why should you go and see that? You should go and see that to say, hey, wait a second. This girl brought in over $20,000 in 1 month. Let me see what she has to do. That's a good product. I can do that. You know what, Mike? I'm in. Let me start taking my test. I can go that. I'm glad I came, because that's not for me. And you know what, Mike, I supported you. Thank you. Great. But you know what? It's not for me. I'm a real estate guy. So, okay, then get your mortgage license on that. It's gonna go ahead and bounce off, and it's gonna go ahead and help you on another one. And then also, you're going to go ahead and look and say, hey, you know what? What's this Shelley girl? Okay, great. You know, she's Afro-American. She's doing great on that. She doesn't look any different than me. I can do that. And guess what? That'll motivate you. You know what? Plus, think about it. If we got the whole Latino market that we need to protect. And if you speak Spanish, you got a whole other market on that. Folks, come and see Shelley on Tuesday and see what see how she's doing that, and see if it works for you. Because you know what? And again, you don't need to be in real estate to come and see Shelley. You don't need to be in real estate to say, hey, I can do life insurance and solar and make a great living. I was at a seminar this weekend, and I met 2 people that are going to hit $1 million a year just selling life insurance by itself. And, you know, I know a kid that sold $500,000 in commissions in 1 quarter in Central Valley, and then he was only 21 years old. You know, everything is going out there and looking for the business and moving forward, you know, in order to go ahead and succeed. So you know what? Let's start next week, or start right after we hang up on the 10 o'clock. I put it up on my page, and you know what? And you know, let's see if solar. Get started with the solar. Call Rosita for the only $70 to go ahead and start the course. You know, we got the MLS, we got the mortgage, we got all that stuff, folks. It's time for us to change and become that professional that we need to be. And I think that's the way it's going to be. And this is what I found out this weekend. Real estate, it's a feast or famine. Okay, it's cyclical. It's okay, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Mortgage, the same way. When it's up, it's up. And when it's down on that. What I found out that life insurance, something that people was, no big deal. I'll give you guys an example. Knowing what I'm knowing now, if I was 20 years old and I got into the business, I know I've had a great life in real estate, but I think I would have gone into life insurance. Life insurance, because you know what? In real estate, the day you stop selling, it all ends. In insurance, you're building for tomorrow. Because if you sell your book of business, you can make $5, $6, $10 million on the purchase, and we're working for today and also for tomorrow. And solar, right now, it's only like 5% of the United States has solar, so it's a whole market. So whether rates go up or rates go down, it doesn't matter. If you need to save money, you're going to put solar. And in life insurance, what's interesting, when the market is good, a lot of money. When the market economy is bad, more money. When it gets better, more money. Because you know what? Everybody needs to protect their family. Everybody needs to do. So it's just something that I wanted to let you guys know. It's a soft close. Go spend a couple of hours. Let's applaud Miss Shally, see what she's doing, and see if it works for you. Other than that, it's 9:01, man. I just blah, 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 blah. And you know what? It's 9:01. I took it 31 minutes. One last thing. I know football starts on Friday, so everybody's going to go see their game. I'm going to be in the booth box at SoFi with the announcers, with Ronnie Wald doing the game. Well, he's going to be doing the game. I'm just going to be like a backup. Like, if he goes to me, well, what do you think, Mr. Excellence? Well, I think he should have ran to the left. He should have cut. You'll hear my voice a lot, but I cannot video because it's against the rules. He only has the rights for the announcement. But before we start, I'll be videoing. I'll be, doing some interviews and doing some stuff. And I'll be out there. So, never been into SoFi as a announcer type of thing. And they're playing, it's going to be El Rancho. The El Rancho Dons here from Pico Rivera. That's why I got invited. I'm in Pico Rivera. And you know what? I'll be a spokesman out there. Again, South Hills and West Covina. I know they're a big school and all that. So they're the ones. How they got the game in SoFi, I don't know. But you know what? They're playing. And it'll be this Friday night at 7:30. So just look out. I'm going to share everything into my page, whether it's the audio or whatever. But you'll be able to see it. And all the fans like a Martin Mendez, who's up in Gonzales, he could hear Mr. Excellence a little bit on the booth. So other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Make it a great day. And you know what? If nothing changes, nothing changes. Be the best. My friends, Mr. Excellence has your back. Mr. Excellence signing out.